Hello everyone. Today we're going to be taking a look at Narwal's brand new flagship robot, the Freo Z Ultra. This robot is loaded with unique features, has 2 onboard CPUs, and is designed with user privacy in mind. There's a ton to cover, and today I'll go over the features of the Narwal Freo Z Ultra, put it through all kinds of cleaning tests, and we'll see how the machine holds up after exaggerated cleaning jobs. So the Narwal Freo Z, the robot itself, is loaded with a bunch of unique features. So first of all, the vision system is very good. It uses LiDAR on top, and then in front, they call it the Twin AI Dodge, and it's 2 cameras and sensors up front, and that allows it to see the room in 3D, and that's to help with obstacle avoidance. It has very good obstacle recognition, like cords, shoelaces, things like that, so it's designed to dodge that stuff, and we'll test that out. The unique navigation system seems to work well. Flip this up. This is your dirt bin. Again, I'm gonna appreciate that they tried something different here because it's a unique bin system. Everything's collected in this separate compartment here, and there's some dirt in there that needs to be emptied out. You can remove this and clean this as necessary, and then there's a washable filter on the back. Inside here, so this is the filter, there's a screen that the robot actively cleans whenever it self-empties, and it also actively cleans the filter. What I've found so far is the auto emptying and the filter cleaning is better than any robot I've tested. So I'm gonna give them credit where credit is due. The big problem with these auto emptying robots is a lot of them don't clean this filter well, and then the robot loses power. It's very important to keep these filters clean. This Narwal does a very good job of that. So this setup is very unique, and that pops right back in. But then the underside here. So the mop pads, they overlap. As you can see how this spins. It's actually really fun to watch it work because it almost looks like they're oscillating in a very unique way. It's pretty fun. And then along with that, you have a true tangle-free brush roll. So we're gonna test this as well, but this design is very similar to Dyson's hair screw tool design. And what we're looking at here, this brush roll tapers slightly towards this end, and the way it works is it feeds hair and thread down to one end of the brush roll, and then sucks it into the dirt path. The brush roll is open-ended at this end. The robot is lab tested to truly be tangle-free. And a lot of robots claim to be tangle-free, and they're not. They've put in some work to tangle a little bit less, but this should work great. Along with that, you've got 2 side brushes in the front. And one thing that's cool about these, so normally I'm not a side brush fan. I generally dislike them with robots, but these ones, they can be controlled independently. And you'll see the robot, it adjusts the speeds of these constantly depending on how it's cleaning. So for instance, it'll spin one faster than the other when it's edging a room, because that's the side that's relevant to what the robot's doing. So those are smart. Along with that, you've got big chunky rubberized wheels, so I haven't had any issues with this not being able to climb. Bath mats, floor mats, things like that. And then on the bottom, around the edge, you have a suite of sensors, and this is optional, but this is a little duster that you can add or remove. What I like about this little duster is that as it's edge cleaning the room, it will rub on things and the baseboard and stuff, and that helps prevent it from scratching anything, but also it dusts things along the way. And it came with a bunch of these. You can just remove and clean these and reuse them. What I've found so far is the automatic mop washing seems to work really well. This has already mopped a ton, and these are nice and clean. There's nothing wrapped around the brush roll yet. And all of the little things the robot's setting out to do so far seem to work very well. In a perfect world, I would ditch the side brushes altogether and have this brush roll be full width. That's one of my big pet peeves with robots. Have the cleaning path at least as wide as the mop pads, but I do appreciate all the effort they put into this. And the product itself also feels robust and well made. With things like the big chunky caster wheels, the robot's remarkably quiet. The wheels on the robot, when it's running around, they roll silently. The robot has a lot of features where you can tell they put in their own independent effort. They're not just copying somebody else. They're trying to evolve their product and improve it. Narwal actually invented this style of spinning mopping robot. They came out with the first one in 2019. And now 5 years later, there's tons of options that have something similar. But I still think for a rotating mop pad setup, this is the best one I've seen yet with how the pads overlap like this. You get great coverage and the cleaning action's excellent. Here's the auto wash base station of the robot where it charges, cleans the mop pads, empties the dust bag, cleans the dirt cup and the filter, and all kinds of good stuff. So right on top you have your basic controls. You need the app to get the full functionality of the robot, but you can send it out and send it home with this. Basic options here. Inside here you have your 2 tanks. This one's for clean water. You just fill this up with tap water. And then this is your dirty water tank. And what's amazing is I've been using a lot of other mopping robots full time. Look how dirty the water is. So I think this might be my best performing mopping robot. I'll show you, but it works great. So that's all easy to maintain. The robot will let you know when it needs anything. And then inside here, your front panel cover, this comes off, and then you have access to the HEPA bag, the cleaning solution, And then inside here, there's a compartment where you can add floor finisher. And I've got to see if I have some of that in the box or if I need to order it. But you have the option to polish the floors with it, which is so cool to me. Along with, the robot will wash and dry the mop pads after each use. It also does it with hot water and electrolyzed water. It will also, if necessary, it will air dry the bag. If you accidentally, or if the robot sucks up liquid while it's mopping, or if you're cleaning up a spill and some of it ends up in the bag after everything is done, it will literally dry the bag, which is so neat. So that'll help prevent it from getting all gross and smelling bad. I like the unique color of it, but the auto wash base station also runs very quiet. You can crank the auto empty function, that'll be a little bit louder, but the actual washing, it almost sounds like a modern dishwasher. It just kind of hums along. It's nice how unobtrusive it is.
Now for some cleaning tests, and let's start with an extreme hair pickup test. On this red rug, I've ground in fake pet hair, along with hair of 3 different lengths, 6, 8, and 10 inches. I set the robot to vacuum this area twice. It looks a little sloppy at the start, but the robot wanted to vacuum around the rug before it cleaned the carpeted area.
Now that the robot's done, I went over the carpet again with another vacuum, and let's see how it did. But so far, the Narwal has been crushing these carpet cleaning tests. And let's see what the robot picked up versus what it left behind. This off. So the dirt bin just unclips. Normally we'd have it auto empty here, but... And then, how do I empty this? All right, it took me a second. So you can, if you have to open this up or wash it out, you can. So that just unclips, and they came with an extra one of these. So look at all that hair. And we'll see if the brush roll's clean after all of this as well, if the tangle-free worked. That just snaps back together. Kind of different, but no big deal. The auto-empty system works really well with this one. So that's what it picked up. Let's see what it left behind. So not much. Not only did it grab all of the long hair, but it really didn't leave much of the fake pet hair behind either. So that's the best pet hair pickup result I've seen in a long time. You know, I've tested a lot of robots this year, and this one did the best. It did it all pretty easily. And then also, this is the first robot where I've put down a ton of different length hair, 3 different lengths, and it gobbled it all right up. So let's take a look at the brush roll. There's the brush roll on it. And take off the bottom plate. There's a little bit of fake pet hair flying around in the air, but if you look at that, there's no hair wrapped around it at all. So not only did this do the best on this carpet performance test of any robot I've tested in a long time, it's the first one where the tangle-free function on it actually works that I've tested. Like truly works. That's great because that helps cut down on maintenance for the user. Another thing where this is a great idea and this is a nice step forward. And the performance you get out of it is very good for a robot. So very impressive, Narwal.
Now let's see how the Narwal vacuums a large carpeted area. On my living room floor, I've put down a mixture of light to heavy particles, oats, rice, and parsley. I left the Freo AI mode on for this test to see how it would react to this large amount of dirt. The robot has good navigation and first borders rooms, then cleans the center of the room in straight lines. The edge cleaning on carpeting could be a little tighter, and the way it navigates is sometimes confusing as Freo plans its cleaning approach, but overall the coverage is excellent. When left in auto mode, the Freo Z Ultra utilizes a feature called AI Dirt Sense 2.0, where the robot will increase the suction when it senses it's picking up a lot of dirt, and go over areas again where it thinks it will find more. The robot features an excellent software app, and there's tons of options for how you want it to clean, so you can heavily customize cleaning jobs if you'd like, or simply let the robot decide. On all settings but full power, the robot is incredibly quiet.
The Narwal Freo just finished vacuuming the living room carpeting, and I left it on the AI-assisted Freo mode. That way, I wanted to see what it would do if it was just handling a huge mess. It's docking now, you can hear it. But that did an awesome job. Like most robots, the edge cleaning wasn't amazing, and that's because of the reliance on side brushes and the narrow brush roll, but the performance otherwise was great. This is just a single pass run, and it looks like probably 98% of it. And the carpet looks refreshed and nice. The mop pads drag a little bit on the carpeting, something to keep in mind, but the robot frequently cleans them, and they'll drag and they'll affect the carpet lines a little bit, but that's an excellent result, and probably the best carpet performance result from a robot of the last several that I've tested, so excellent.
Now let's try the standout feature, the mopping. On my kitchen floor, I put down a bunch of soy sauce and let it dry and get stuck onto the floor. I hit a snag during this test and had to restart it, so using Freo, it's going to mop the area twice. Although edge cleaning on carpeting could be better, it's really good on hard floors with the optional Smart Edge Swing feature. The robot will take its time edge cleaning and twist the mop towards the wall for better coverage. The robot preps the mop pads with hot water and will clean the mop pads mid-job as needed. The unique scrubbing action of the pads works very well, and it took care of most of the soy sauce during this test. I ran it again afterwards and it got the rest. Here's another really cool mopping feature. Let's say there's a spill on the floor, but nearby there's a bunch of crumbs. The Twin AI Dodge Vision system can detect when it's cleaning wet or dry debris. Here, while it cleaned up the spill, it shut off and lifted the brush roll. Once it got to the debris, it lifted the wet mop pads, kicked the brush roll back on, vacuumed up the debris perfectly, then went back over and mopped the area it just vacuumed. The end result was perfect, and after this I just had it mop the area again with freshly washed pads. I've never seen a robot able to do this, and there's only a handful on the market that can. It's cool to see the extra level of intelligence in action. To wrap things up, let's see how it handles a free-for-all of kitchen crumbs while also mopping. With the two side brushes, I'd assumed it would scatter a ton of debris around, but that wasn't the case. The smart side brushes slow way down, operate at different speeds, and gently whisk dirt into the path of the brush roll. Thanks to this, the good suction, and the great brush roll itself, the robot can easily handle picking up daily crumbs while also mopping floors clean. Narwal popularized this type of mopping robot, and I'm glad to see their latest model is one of the best performing in the category.
So the end result, I had it mop this half of the room. Another run wouldn't have hurt, but considering it was basically a single pass run, not bad at all. And one of the best results I've seen from a mopping robot. And then as far as pickup, so again, I just had to do a single pass in this room and just had it vacuum everything up. It missed a little in the corner, and the Freo mind, sometimes it seems to have like a mind of its own, so the cleaning pattern was crazy, but the coverage ended up being good. It covered the entire floor, and the pickup was excellent. All right, the Narwal just finished vacuuming up a bunch of dirt and also mopping up all that soy sauce. So let's take a look at the state of the robot and see how it handled the self-emptying, the mop washing, and see how the tanks look. You got your clean water tank. Here's the dirty water tank. Ooh, it's full. And look at how dirty that is. So it did a great job cleaning all that up and then cleaning it off the mop pads afterwards. So the mopping performance of this is excellent. I would say right up there with definitely in top 2 of what I've tested, if not the best performing one. So very impressive. And then let's take a look at the robot itself and see how it did. So I just pushed forward and had it empty the dirt cup so we could take a look at everything. It does a lot of really interesting things. So before it empties the dirt cup, it said it actually wanted to take an hour to first dry out the dirt cup in case it had picked up any liquid off the floor while it was mopping. So that's a very cool idea. And I rushed it, and it's just it'll continue its whole process. It just picks up where it left off. Let's take a look at the robot here. I'm gonna check a couple things on it. It's very mad that I did that. It was not done doing stuff. So first, we'll take a look at wow. Hopefully you can see that okay. Look how clean the mop pads are. So that's after doing all that, the soy sauce test. So this does an excellent job washing and drying these mop pads. The reason is it heats the water. And I think it depends on the type of cleaning job. It heats it to a couple different settings depending on how dirty these are. There's a few different parameters, but heats the water, washes the mop pads, and then air dries them afterwards. As you can see, the brush roll, the tangle-free brush roll is still fine. All right, the auto empty cycle just finished, and it did a good job cleaning out the dirt cup. And then let's take a look at the filter. Filter looks dirty, but this is washable. You can remove this. Did a great job cleaning the screen in the dirt cup. That's another really important thing with robots. Most of them do a poor job cleaning the screen. It's perfect and ready to go again. And then here's the filter itself. Let's tap this out and see if there's any fine dust on it. So that's that. Now, and let's try one more time. All right, so this robot, all things considered, did an excellent job cleaning the filter. There's still some fine dust there, but it actively cleans this, which is really important. Most robots, unfortunately, don't do a good job cleaning the filters when they auto-empty. And that makes all the difference, because if this clogs in the robot, it's going to lose suction dramatically, and it's not going to pick up nearly as well. So there was some fine dust left in there, but almost none after that second tap. And that's excellent. This auto wash base station works better overall than any of the other ones I've tested. So because it actually cleans the filter. I have other ones that do an excellent job cleaning the mop, but this one does the best job cleaning the filter. And that's just as important as cleaning the mops well. So that's great. So, it's a unique design, and I'm glad that it works as well as it does. I wouldn't mind a multi-cyclonic setup in this in the future if they're getting this creative already. So this all works really well, and overall better than any other robot I've tested. So very impressive, Narwal.
So there you have it. What I like about this product is the lack of compromises. A lot of these combination robots tend to do one type of cleaning better than the other. For instance, they'll be a great mop, but average on carpeting. The Narwal Freo Z Ultra handles all types of cleaning better than most robots on the market. This would be a great option for families or busy homes with pets, thanks to the true tangle-free brush roll requiring less maintenance. The pickup performance on carpeting is among the best, the mopping is among the best, and the quiet self-washing dock is the best I've ever tested. The robot is incredibly quiet, has great battery life, an excellent software app, can handle large floor plans, and doesn't mind clutter. I have few faults with the Freo Z Ultra. I would like if the navigation was a little tighter overall, with better wall hugging when cleaning carpeting, but I imagine that can improve with software updates. On their next model, I would like to see a wider brush roll, maybe right up front with a D-shaped design. Because it does everything it sets out to do so well, I'm glad to say it's the best combo robot I've ever tested. Narwal has packed the robot with innovative features that work to keep the robot hands-off and require less maintenance than other mopping robots. I always enjoy reading your comments. Please consider liking and subscribing to help the channel grow, and don't hesitate if you have any questions. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.